Hey everyone, what's going on? So I said that I would go live tonight because I have a really busy schedule this weekend, and I wanted to get my blog out about self-sabotage and whatnot in my self-love series. So this is actually like episode number 3. The second one I had some issues with, so I'll be going back and still trying to correct that video and seeing what I can do, but I have been able to post snippets like here and there, but not the whole like full video up on my WordPress blog. So I figured for tonight I would go and try YouTube live for the first time. So my name is Tanisha, aka the Resale Mom, also Phoenix Rising. So if you follow me on Twitter at Phoenix Rising, then you know I've been talking a lot about self-love, and I got started with this challenge back in like February, but it was internal pretty much. Like I didn't really document anything, and then of course the universe and a couple of my friends suggested, hey, why not document it on video or through my blog, you know, to help other people. And so pretty much I'm documenting my journey, and if it helps somebody else, then that's cool. So this week, like I said, I want to talk about self-sabotage. A lot of times when we think about self-love or we think about healing and recovery, we don't actually think about like self-sabotage. And it's a touchy subject because it requires you to be very transparent. And it also requires you to be honest and open with yourself. And so for me, it's like I realized it, and now it's like crap. I've done a lot of self-sabotage over the last 10 years, whether it be in deals, like for publishing, or whether it be in like sometimes in my military career, or even just like with my relationships. And so I want to talk a little bit about all of those and all of the ways that I did like self-sabotage, and then where I'm at now. So of course I had these beliefs like in my head growing up, or when I first left the house, that, you know, money didn't grow on trees. I have the beliefs that, you know, you can do anything you put your mind to, but at the same time you have to work hard for it. Or I believe that you have to struggle in order to achieve success. So a lot of times if I feel like something came too easy for me, then I wouldn't take that road because it didn't involve like a struggle or anything like that. And so I will say, like with me, for example, for poetry, I used to get offered like to speak and stuff like that, and I definitely used to say no because I had this fear of the stage. So I would never get on stage and like do my poetry. Or like I think the earliest memory that I have of self-sabotage was in high school when I got offered a solo in chorus, and I turned it down. That's how bad like I have stage fright. Like I will talk to you one-on-one all day, it doesn't matter, but when it comes to talk anything publicly, I would sabotage it to where I wouldn't do it. You know, I would allow my fear to consume me so much that I would not take those chances. I would not take those risks. And I didn't get over like my fear of like singing in front of people until like a couple years ago when I auditioned. But even then, ever since then, like I kind of been like a recluse. I went back to, you know, doing what I was doing before. And like even with writing, like I don't do spoken word engagements as often as mentally like I would like to, but physically I'm just not there yet. If I get offered, then of course I usually turn it down, or I have some excuse of why I chose not to do those events and stuff. And for me, even coming live or doing videos and stuff, for me that's like a step outside of my comfort zone, because I'm a writer. Like I like to write everything down. I would rather, you know, have everything written down, but I know with the way that everything is headed, it's best to, you know, get in front of the camera and all of that stuff to build your audience. And all that, you know, just be transparent and stuff. So for me, this whole series is about being transparent. And what I've learned in my healing journey is that I not only have I sabotaged a lot of outcomes when it comes to writing and stuff, but I've also done it in relationships where I had the limited beliefs or things that I have allowed to hold me back from getting into relationships with certain people, or me being afraid of what everybody else would say, so I would sabotage those relationships, or me being ashamed of who I was at the time and avoiding those relationships. But now, like now that I'm older, I'm definitely in a much better position and better place where I realize that what matters is what's in my heart. What matters is how I feel. What matters is my emotions. And it shouldn't matter so much about what other people are projecting onto you or their expectations of you. What matters is your voice, though. What matters is how you feel. And you have to get to a place in your healing where you recognize that you matter, that your voice matters, that the things that you are doing to you affects your outcomes, and that if you constantly allow other people to infiltrate you mentally, then you're going to keep sabotaging yourself, your success, your results, anything that you want to do. The feedback from other people is going to affect you. And you might not always see it at that moment. Like I didn't see it until I sat down this year and realized how much I had given up, or how much like could have been different for me had I not sabotaged myself. And you don't just sabotage yourself when it comes to relationships or even like your careers. I would say people sabotage themselves even when it comes to like their health, because you will know that you're not supposed to do something because you have this. So like, for example, you have desired results. You don't achieve those desired results because you are always sabotaging your results by eating what you shouldn't be eating, or drinking what you shouldn't be drinking, or doing things that you know are going to mess up your results, your desired end goal. And so you keep prolonging that goal, and eventually you might give up on that goal and not continue because you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so far behind now because I screwed up. Well, we can admit that we screwed up, but don't just stay there. Pick yourself up. Start realize that you sabotage your results, but that your results are still obtainable. Like your goals are still obtainable. You can recognize that you sabotage that moment. That moment doesn't have to be forever. You make it forever by dwelling on it so much. And that's where I'm at right now. Is I'm not dwelling on my past to like stay there. I'm going backwards. I'm looking at what I've done in my past, and I'm saying, okay, this is how I'm going to go forward. This is how I'm going to create my reality now. This is what I'm doing now. I'm not staying who I was. I'm not even going to turn back around because other people are like, oh my gosh, you're changed, or you're this, or you're that. Well, that's your perception of me. But my perception of me is a lot different now than what it was 10 years ago, 8 years ago, 5 years ago. And I love that I'm growing and going forward. So I won't sabotage my success or my results or my desired end goal just because it affects other people in a way that they don't like what I'm doing or what I'm saying. That's fine. As long as I'm happy, you know, that's on them. It's not my business how they feel about me. And I've said that before. It's not my business what they think about me. What is my business is what I think about me. And so we let so many outside influences get to us and get under our skin, and we sabotage ourselves because it lies here in our subconscious, and we constantly think about what that person has said to us, and we allow it to push us from our goals. And sometimes some people don't go back to those goals, or you hear it all the time where women will say, I didn't do this because I was married. I didn't do this because my child needed this, or I didn't do that because so and so needed this. You know what? Those are excuses. And yes, everybody's circumstance is different. But what I've realized over the last year is that if I don't put myself first and make time for myself, I won't have the energy or even the desired commitment to commit to anybody else or to share with anybody else if I didn't take the time to do what I needed to do for me. So just a quick reset. I think that's like the term that I've been hearing lately. Anyways, so my name is Tanisha. I am also the Resale Mom, and I am Phoenix Rising. If you are just joining in, go ahead and say hi. If you're catching this on replay, you know, go ahead and just drop a line. I still like to interact. And I will definitely post all of my my social media links below in the video for you to connect with me. I love connecting with people. So we can definitely connect on all of my public pages. My private ones, I keep that for like pretty much like family only. So, but all the public links will be posted below. So we are talking about self-sabotage, and so I've discussed like sabotaging your relationships, sabotaging dreams or your career goals, sabotaging your fitness. Well, there are so many ways that we sabotage ourselves, and it would take a really long time to go over all the ways that we sabotage ourselves. But the main thing I want you to get from this video is that just because you made a mistake or you realize that you gave up something that you desired for somebody else, it's not too late to go back and get what you want. It's never too late. It's only too late if you tell yourself that it's too late. It's only too late for you to go back to school if you say that it's too late to go back to school. It's only too late for you to achieve your fitness goals if you say that it's too late. Everything that you think, your subconscious is taking in, and that's the reality that you are creating. Everything that you desire is attainable. Don't let what you did in the past to sabotage yourself make you stay where you are, in a place where you feel like you're stuck. You're only stuck if you believe that you're stuck. So that's pretty much all that I have about that topic, is that I realized in my own healing journey that I've sabotaged myself so much that it's time for me to stop. And for me, that's beginning with doing live videos, doing spoken word engagements, promoting my books more, promoting my business, period. Even my eBay business. Like, I definitely didn't talk about it a lot because I was like, I felt some type of way about like what people might think, or that I was promoting too much or talking about my businesses too much. Even my candle business, I launched that, well, in the pre-launch phase right now, but I didn't tell like a whole lot of people about it. I even closed like my public Facebook. I closed it down for about 6 months, and I just like started back being active on that page sometime last month. And like for me, of course I need to focus on school because I'm in grad school, and I'm in my thesis course, and then I have my next thesis course, well, part 2 of my thesis writing course, starting next term. But I can still be as engaged, you know, on social media. For me, it was all about creating the perfect balance for school, social media, work, in my business, and now the relocation in my business, and then homeschooling my girls. But no matter what going forward, I know that I can recognize the signs of my self-sabotage, which for me, that's saying no to things that I should be saying yes to when it comes to speaking engagements, interacting with more people, and definitely just connecting. You know, it's not even about like networking. It's more about like establishing those really good connections where we can talk, we can exchange topics, etc. I'm pretty much open-minded when it comes to networking and communicating and establishing like relationships and stuff like that. But if you have any like questions or comments, leave them below. If you like this video and you want to know more about the series, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Hit the share button if you see one. Should be somewhere. I'm doing this live for the first time, so I'm not exactly sure like where all of this stuff is yet. And I'm doing it for my phone, because I feel like it has really, really great quality compared to my computer or my laptop. But yeah, definitely go back and check out some of the other videos, and check out my WordPress, where I hope I can repurpose this video and place it there with everything else that goes with it. I haven't decided if I'm going to attach a poem to it or any of that stuff yet. We'll see as it goes. But thanks for tuning in, and if you're on a replay, thank you for coming back and watching, and I hope you all have a good night. Peace and love. T Grace out. All right.